Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A Troy elementary school is now gutted, heavily damaged from flooding.
It's an act of God at this point.
We'll tell you how this is going to impact the first day of school for students.
Also, a man is charged in Royal Oak with aggravated stalking after something was found on a woman's car. Topping our news at 6, a story that may be checking underneath your car.
Yeah, it's a case of high-tech stalking, and tonight this man, Stephen Camp, is facing criminal charges. Sean Lay live with what he's learned about this case, and Sean, the victim, says she barely even knew Stephen Camp.
Did not know him very long and then got a personal protection order against him. Then she was going about her life, and everywhere she would look up, he was standing right there. She went to Royal Oak Police. They checked under her car and found a tiny device that was apparently tracking her every move. Tonight, Local 4 has learned that 48-year-old Royal Oak resident Stephen Camp is facing a felony charge of aggravated stalking and a misdemeanor charge of allegedly placing a motor vehicle tracking device on the victim's car. A woman says she briefly went out with Camp, a relationship that quickly ended. She tells police he would not cut off communication with her. She got a protection order against him. And then something chilling. Police say wherever she went, Camp was there.
It was very unnerving for her because he would show up in areas that she had never been to before, or areas that it wasn't part of her routine, and all of a sudden he would be in that area. So that was part of our investigation as to looking into how he was able to follow her in areas that she doesn't normally frequent.
The woman came to Royal Oak Police asking for help. Police checked her car and found a small GPS tracking device that would link to a smartphone, showing her every move. Police say Camp appeared where she was time and again, not just in Royal Oak, but all over Metro Detroit.
There was other incidents in other neighboring cities, and then there are some incidents as far as Macomb County, cities in Macomb County. So the amount of times, roughly a little over half a dozen.
Stephen Camp in court today on those charges. A judge gave him a $100,000 personal bond, which means he can get out. But if he does, he'll have to wear a GPS tether, kind of like the one that was placed on the car, so authorities can keep track of his movements now. Back to you.
That's ironic. Sean, you mentioned court today. I understand he might be right back in court tomorrow, too.
He very well may be because of that personal protection order that the victim took out against him. He apparently violated that order, and a judge wants to see him about that first thing in the morning.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Devin.
Classes in the Troy School District start next week, but one elementary school won't be open that soon because of this flooding damage. Martell Elementary School hit hard by rain on Monday evening, and as our Coco McAvoy shows us, there is still a lot of cleanup ahead.
There's a lot of work being done at Martell Elementary School in Troy, but it's not the typical back-to-school prep expected this time of year. Heavy rain moved in Monday night, and Carrie Birmingham says
The water came through here and coated this entire area here,
flooding parts of the school. And since the storm, the elementary school looks more like a construction site with heavy equipment and a restoration team working to fix the extensive damage. The media center of the elementary school is unrecognizable. The difference night and day after the rain.
because this whole area here was covered in about 2 inches of water.
The water also damaged classrooms, drywall, and some furniture.
We have electrical work that needs to be done. We have new flooring that needs to be done. We've got to make sure that every bit of our space is clean.
That means the first day of school will be pushed back.
We are disappointed that school at Martell will not be able to start on the first day of the school with the rest of the Troy School District.
Instead of starting school next week like the rest of the district, Martell Elementary will start the first week of September.
Losing 2.5 days of school was worth having that clean and safe environment for our students and staff to come back to.
Restoration crews will be working around the clock to make sure the school is in tip-top shape for the new first day of school. And that new first day of school will be on September the 3rd. And we're told that insurance will be covering the cost of the damage for the district. Back to you.
Well, Coco, that looks like pretty extensive damage. How certain are they that they'll be completely wrapped up in just a 2-week time frame?
So they're saying that there will still be some work that needs to be done when students are back in school, but they'll be doing that work outside of the time when students are actually in the building. So before or after school is in session.
Getting there soon. All right, Coco.
All right, an update now to a story we first reported at 4 o'clock. We've just learned that the 2 women rescued from a pond in Waterford Township have passed away. An axe was used to break a window to get those women, I should say, out of that sunken car. Crews were able to pull the SUV out of the water hours after that crash. No word on how it happened. A woman talks to a man in a truck downtown when a driver in a gray Corvette there hits her and then just keeps on going. Happened back in June on Elizabeth Avenue, right at Park, not too far from Comerica Park in Ford Field. It turns out the 33-year-old woman hit was slightly hurt, but police say she's going to be okay. Not okay is the hit and run. Now police need your help finding this woman. Take a good look there, and the Corvette on the right-hand side of your screen there. That's gray with tinted windows. There was a temporary paper license plate in the rear window. If you have any information, contact Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
A downriver group says this loving couple has committed a crime. The Taylor Conservatory and Botanical Garden is looking for the 2 people seen holding hands in these surveillance pictures. The nonprofit says the 2 stole from the conservatory and destroyed some of the property. They are looking to question them and are asking you to give them a call if you know who they are. A steady stream of corporate development money continues to come into the city of Detroit.
And it's heading into the neighborhoods, this time on the west side. Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney tonight tells us why this particular development has a unique angle: teenagers.
Well, like the sign says, friends gather here. Perhaps they didn't in years past, but this is the Warrendale neighborhood, and as you can see, this is a brightly colored, well-appointed, redone, vacant lot, really. And it has a lot of color, and there's a reason for that, because it's teenagers who have been asked to help with the design not only of places like this and the building of tables like this, but having an eye toward rebuilding the whole area, because the hope is they'll live here for a very long time. Yes, like many Detroit neighborhoods, Warrendale Cody Rouge has its boarded up schools and homes needing trash pickup and repair. At a news conference today, Huntington Bank, along with several others, announced that they're ponying up $5 million over 5 years for the city's Strategic Neighborhood Fund and the Affordable Housing Leverage Fund. Mayor Mike Duggan wore a wide smile today after the announcement.
These are going to be the most beautiful commercial corridors in any neighborhood in this city.
The money's going to go towards spiffing up the business district and building new housing in the area. And when the city looked at the neighborhood's demographics, it discovered nearly half of the residents are children. So they decided to bring them into the planning process as well. 16-year-old high school senior Skyla Pounds signed up and wound up the student leader.
And our plan is to get things in the community that the youth can relate to, like basketball courts and fixing up the streets just to make the neighborhood safe and livable for older people as well as younger people.
And they're not giving them lip service here. We're told that about half of the ideas in the plan come from the very teenager and her friends that you saw there. Back to you.
I see you talked to the mayor there at the press conference. Rod, what does he think about the kids' involvement?
He says that they're incredible, and it's not, again, lip service. He went to a Tigers game with these children, and he said he didn't get to see any of the game because they were talking to him and so engaging about what they want their neighborhood to become. And in fact, he said one of the kids, 13 years old, has decided that roundabouts are the right answer because the traffic is moving too quickly through the neighborhood. That one might not hold up through the end, but they're thinking about it.
Well, we have to teach people how to drive around the roundabouts first, but
ongoing.
Great that they're thinking in that way. Okay, Rod, we appreciate it.
And Skyla looks like tomorrow's block party leader,
Did you
doesn't
hear
she?
her?
Yeah,
My goodness.
She's great. Let's get a look at some of the top national stories being followed today on NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Lester Holt joins us live from New York with a preview. Hi, Lester.
Hey, Kim and Devin, tonight we're covering the trial underway in a deadly shooting caught on camera, and it's reigniting the debate over stand your ground laws. Plus, our NBC News exclusive inside the rollout of the new Real ID that you won't be able to fly without in the future.
Yeah. we've been hearing more and more about these IDs. Do we have any idea when we'll need them, Lester?
Yeah, as of October 2020, you'll need the Real ID. It has a star in the top corner. That's kind of the distinguishing mark on it. Lines are getting long at some DMV offices around the country. So best not to wait too long. We'll have details coming up on Nightly News.
Yeah, that'll be here before
Just
we know
about
it.
a year away,
Yeah, really.
exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
thanks, Lester.
All right, ahead for us, long hours at work, taking a toll that you probably can't see.
The warning from health experts, that's coming up next. Hi, Ben.
Kim, if you need the rain, soak it up tonight because this is the last we're going to see of it this week. We'll look at the big changes following the showers coming up.
Your dog's business is quickly becoming big business. Coming up, we'll tell you who's doing this business.